Okie doke. It is time for the actual live stream I wanted to do tonight. So, yeah, we'll just let some people come on in here. Hopefully they do. Alright, we got a viewer. Of course, I probably know who that is. Well, I'm back at it again with this beast. The old AMD Phenom 9850 quad-core build with 4 gigs of memory and a Radeon. I think it's either an HD 5450 or an HD 6350. I can't remember which. Anywho, I'm going to try Linux Lite on this one. I'm going to see if this one boots. I know it boots Ubuntu 1804, which this is essentially what this OS is based upon. This just got a different desktop environment on top of it. So, I don't know. It's got a newer graphics card, so I don't see why it wouldn't work. It just takes a while to boot up because this operating system takes a while to boot up. But I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to install it because the last time I tried running anything on this, okay, it looks like it's enabling the desktop environment now. So it's getting farther than that HP laptop ever did. So that's a good sign, I guess. Just gotta pick up this cord off the floor. I left it there. Oops. Tripping hazard. Anyway. It said soft reset ready. I'm not sure what that meant. Oh, there it comes. Okay. So yeah, it definitely did get farther than the last one did. But yeah, here's that speaker from the HPG 60. So here we are. Looks like we are booted up in Linux Lite 4.0. Awesome. So that's pretty cool. Now, I forget what this is based upon. I guess I should go look here. Let's see. This is system information. Oh, wow. That pretty much came up instantly. Did you see that? That is crazy how fast the system really is on Linux, or how fast Linux Lite really is on these things. So let's see. It's not going to be real specific as to what I have. It just says that I have a Cedar, AMD Cedar something or something or another. I guess I got to open up a terminal and type in LSPCI, I guess. Figure out what this thing has in it. So yeah, this thing, look at how much memory it's using. It's only using 367 megs out of the 4 gigs in this. That's just incredible how light this operating system seriously is. Hello, Jacob. Anyway, LSPCI. I forget what this thing has in it for a graphics card. Somebody's probably going to find it faster in the stream than I ever will, because I sure can't see it. At least not right away. Yeah, it says 5000, 6000, 7350, or 8350 series, so basically they all use the same driver. Anywho, we're going to see if we can get it to install on this hard drive. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. It has a smart problem, just like the HPG 60 laptop I was just working on. So we might not actually get this to work. We'll find out here. This is connected to the internet, so English US, English US. I'm actually using an English Macintosh keyboard at the moment. Not like it's going to make much of a difference. Install that stuff. Yes, it's not smart enough. Well, it's a... I don't know what it is about hard drives with me recently, but they all seem to be having smart failures. And right now, it's still got the Windows Vista installed on it, but it doesn't work right. So I'm not sure what's going on with it, but... Oh, excuse me. I'm like burping up a storm this afternoon. Going into this evening. Jesus. Anyway... But it makes Vista act funny. It's like things don't launch, even though the hard drive looks like it's busy. It just acts strange. So if this hard drive doesn't happen to work, I have a backup hard drive. This is perfectly good. It's a Hitachi 250 gig, I think this is. No, this is a 320 gig hard drive, which would be perfect for this system because it came out of that Optiplex 755 ultra small form factor, which I didn't put it back over there. But it'll be perfect because that drive works beautifully. I seem to have pretty good luck with Hitachi hard drives. They're not too bad. Anyway, I'm gonna erase that Vista install, and we're just gonna start from scratch because I want to have a clean hard drive, clean slate. Even though I bet you this drive is probably on its last legs. I don't really care at this point. It's just a joke install to have fun with it. I almost wonder if we're gonna do like what we did in the last stream, where we actually got what the hell was it? That trial version of Minecraft to run on Linux, and it actually played surprisingly well on this system. So we might try that again. All right, Los Angeles, that's my time zone. Yeah, I've actually had some pretty good luck when it comes to Hitachi hard drives. I actually had what machine did I have that had a Hitachi hard drive in it? My red 17-inch HP TouchSmart laptop. That's what I had. That had a HGST hard drive in it, and I don't have that machine anymore. I bought it off of eBay many ages ago. It was a Windows 10 model, a launch Windows 10 model. So it was running original Windows 10 1507. But anyway, it was a fanless quad-core Pentium-based laptop, and it had a 1 terabyte Hitachi hard drive in it, a HGST hard drive. And that sucker was one of the better hard drives I've ever had in my life. That thing was very fast, it was very reliable, and it was silent. So I can say quite a bit about Hitachi hard drives from this modern era. They're actually surprisingly solid. So if I ever make a server for file server duties, but I can't speak today, then that'll probably be what I do. I'm just waiting to see if this actually does anything. It looks like it's installing, so that's a good sign. Anyway, enough blabbing. I suppose I'll just say Vista PC. I gotta type in my password. Yeah. And it could have just been that the Vista install I had on that hard drive just went faulty and triggering the smart data, but I probably am going to rely more on the BIOS detecting the smart failure than anything. Yeah, HP's been flopping back and forth between Seagate and HGST drive, so hopefully you do get an HGST drive, because like I was telling you, my particular HP I had back in the day, the red 17-inch HP that I used to have, a TouchSmart machine, that had an HGST drive in it, and I never had any problems with that drive in terms of reliability or performance or anything like that. Oh, nice. Say no to scams. Beware of scam sites. Something from Epic Games. I don't really care because I don't play Fortnite, so I don't really care. I do technically have a Fortnite thing, and I have played it before. I have played both the Windows version and I have played the iOS port. Granted, it didn't play very good on my iPhone 6s, but hey, I'm glad they ported it to it anyway, and I was glad that I beta tested it when I did, because that's very impressive to get a game like that running on a phone this old. So. And it didn't actually look all that bad. I mean, it was definitely low resolution, but it actually played surprisingly well for how weak this phone probably is comparative to the iPhone 10 and 8 and 8 Plus. So the old 6S can still hold its own comparative to Android phones, especially in the graphics department. But anyway, enough about that. Yeah, I could never figure out the game either, and I've tried it on, like I said, I tried it on Windows and I tried it on iOS. And I'd probably get pretty good at it if I spent some time at it. But as it sits, I'm really not in a huge rush to play it. It's one of those games where it just doesn't really catch my interest all that much. It's more of like if you have a party of people together over the internet on a certain platform, and they all know how to play the game, or they'll help you out with playing the game, and they won't give you shit about messing up, then I guess it's not all that bad. But I feel like if I jump into a game of Fortnite, and sorry to all those people who actually do play Fortnite that might be watching this in the future, but seriously, if I jump into a game of Fortnite with you, I'll probably be the first one to die. So I am terrible when it comes to first-person shooter type games. I can get good at it once I get to playing it for a little while, but the problem is with Fortnite, you jump right in to a match, and you're expected to play the game as if you've already played it before. So unless you want to set up a bunch of different bot matches, or if you know like all the FPS style controls and you're actually pretty good with it, then I guess, but I don't know. I mean, it's just not my thing. it would take me a while to get to master the controls, and then again, I'd have to figure out how the hell you're supposed to play the game in the first place. So it's really not that interesting to me. I find the game Warframe to be more interesting than Fortnite personally, just because of the fact that there's actually a point to the game. There's actually a story to the game. So, I mean, it's not the greatest, but it's not too bad, actually. I could get into it. But anyway. But then again, I tried Warframe on my PS4, and I also tried it on Windows, and I like the PC version better just because, you know, personally, it's got better frame rate on the PC, and it looks better on my 1050 Ti build, or my AMD FX 8350 and 1050 Ti build. Plus, I have plenty of RAM, and it just loads a lot faster, and you get a lot more consistency when it comes to the performance. Not that the PS4 port was bad, but it just didn't perform quite as well as the Xbox One port and the PC port. Yeah, I play GTA Online quite a bit when I can. I like having that ability. I wanted to play GTA 5 on my PS4, but when I got it secondhand, it seems like every time I get a secondhand PS4 that has GTA 5 with it, the disc is broke, and I can never install it. So that's why I'm in favor of digital downloads nowadays. As much as it sucks when you don't get the games you want, at least when you get the console back, you can re-download the games you previously purchased. And there's no scratches to worry about when it comes to the Blu-ray discs, which seem to scratch and stop working after one scratch because they're so fucking fragile. So that's one reason why I hate getting disc games. I like to buy them digitally. That's just my preference. But back in the days of the PS2, we just didn't care because it just worked. But man, it seems like every disc I get with the PS4, it seems to be so fragile that as soon as it gets one light scratch, it's done. It's stupid. So whatever. It's whatever at this point. So now we wait for this to configure hardware. Shouldn't take too long. Spent $39 on PlayStation Network. What were you thinking? Oh boy. Well, I mean, hey, at least you got PlayStation Plus. I don't even have PlayStation Plus, but that's just because I don't play games on a daily basis to constitute the purchase of a subscription. I mean, that's just my preference. Yeah, I actually, surprisingly, because I can't English today. Oh, you just got the game, so. I do actually have Xbox Live Gold, and my friend uses it. And that was actually my Xbox Live Gold. I got like a random 1 month free trial of Xbox Live Gold or something like that. And then I ended up getting another month from Microsoft. It was weird. So I got like 2 months of free Xbox Live Gold for some reason on the Xbox One. Because my friend lets me play his Xbox One S and all that stuff. Kind of strange, but it is what it is. Catching up on all my chats here, so don't mind me looking over here for a moment. Ooh, there we go. There's the fatal flaw, the bad hard drive that just popped up on the screen. Failed to install the bootloader, so yeah, I figured this drive was going to show some kind of characteristic in the setup. Yeah, this drive's no good. This drive's no good. So I'm just going to go ahead and cancel installation. So we're just going to go ahead and blah, 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 blah. Big freaking full screen window. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and oh, it froze. That is the USB stick's locked up here. I don't know what it's doing now. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and reset this. I knew that hard drive was bad in a way. I knew it was. So, it's not doing anything. Alright. Whatever. Turn it off. And let's go and bring over this Hitachi hard drive. I gotta turn my flashlight on here, so enable flash, and we're gonna dig right into this thing. So there's that 160 gig Western Digital drive that went bad. It was working, but I guess it went bad finally. I can't say I blame it because this drive is from, when was this drive made? 15th of December 2008. Well, it was almost 10 years old. It almost made it to 10 years. But it looks like this old beast is on its last legs and it's having smart problems. Yeah, it almost made it 10 years. It's quite surprising for a drive like that to fail so soon. Would have expected a drive like this Caviar Blue to last at least a little bit longer. But I guess not, so... oh well. Life's too short to mourn over dead hard drives. At least there's nothing really important on it, so that's a good thing. Okay, let's plug in the Hitachi here. If I can get the... I might have to set you guys down for a second so I can plug this in. So you might have to look at the floor for a moment or two, or look at that dusty SATA cable, or nothing at all. Because this takes two hands to make sure I don't drop the hard drive and also get the power in, and vice versa. Oh. I guess now you're on the floor. Sorry for headphone users. Come on. Get in there. Get in there, you silly SATA cable. I almost wonder, too, if this still has that Windows 10 install on it from the Optiplex. I'm not sure. Okay, there we go. Okay, get it balanced, and there we go. All right, Hitachi hard drive is in. Now we can turn the flashlight off. So let's see what's on this drive. I can't remember. Oh, it's booting. It's booting. It's got Windows. I think this is Windows 10 Pro. I think this was on the Optiplex still. So, it's probably not going to like me putting that hard drive into this. So, I guess I won't be surprised if it blue screens. Hopefully AHCI is turned on. Yeah, it looks like it's actually going to do something. Contrary to what I was expecting. I was expecting it to blue screen, but no, it actually is booting up here. Interesting. Well, I'm not going to keep it on here because the Optiplex ran it like crap, and this machine doesn't have a Windows 10 license on it, so there's no point in me keeping it on here. And it is hot as balls in my room, so I'm going to turn the... actually... turn the fan on there. And bring my lightning cable back onto my phone. Well, it's certainly going through the motions of... oh, I should see if it's activated just for giggles. Well, maybe I might do that. Maybe I might just do that. It's probably going to restart real quick, I think. Now that it's going to boot me right into the lock screen. And the hard drive light's on solid, so I know this drive works. Just Windows 10 doesn't exactly like old AMD systems. It just takes a while to boot up. Especially when they're not socket AM3. It just takes a while. There it goes. Okay, so it is going to boot me right into the lock screen. Well, and they picked a half-decent background. And the networking's working right away. So, interesting. So, alrighty then. Oh, bugger, I hate when that happens. You have to wait for it to pop the login screen up. I hate when it does that. Well, this just set itself up after a fresh boot from a completely different set of hardware, so it's going to be slow. I know it is. And it's only got 4 gigs of RAM, so that's not exactly going to help contribute to the performance of this system. Plus, the hard drive's not exactly the fastest. It's only a SATA 2 hard drive. Okay, are we back? Okay, looks like we're back. Alright, sorry about that. My grandma called, and whenever my grandma calls, it kicks the stream offline, so I can't continue unless I finish the phone call, so that sucks. So I'm back. I'm back. I hate when my grandma calls because then it kicks the stream offline. I mean, I don't dislike that she calls, but whenever she makes a call, it kicks the whole stream offline. That's what it does. So sorry about that. She tends to do that, and then the stream gets kicked offline, and then everybody wonders why the stream goes offline. So my bad. Sorry about that. It looks like this is running the Fall Creators Update, and much to my surprise, it's not activated, as you can see down there. So to the surprise of nobody, it's not activated. But I'm not going to keep this on here. But yeah, I believe I updated this to the Fall Creators Update. And I believe, when did I do this? The clock's not right, by the way. I noticed that. Oh wow, this is way back when the Fall Creators Update first came out, roughly speaking. So that's interesting. It is a nice background, actually. If I know where it was, I might actually keep that. I might put that on the Linux Lite USB stick. Let me see if I can find it here. I don't want to show off any of the files that are on this, but yeah, it is in there. Okay, I'm gonna go and put that on the Linux Lite USB stick. Because why not? All right, so that's pretty cool. I think I had this over on the entertainment center over there back when that used to hold my TV, and I actually used that as my little media center computer for a time or two. But then the stupid Intel GMA 950 just got too dang slow to run the TV at 1080p, so I just kind of gave up on that. Anyway, let's restart. So we know the hard drive works, because at least it makes it under Windows 10, so that's a good sign. But it's just too slow to, or it was too slow on the Optiplex to reasonably use, because the stupid Fall Creators Update, the regular Creators Update, and then the April update, they haven't really done much to help the performance of the old GMA 950, the old GMA 3100 on the newer systems, which is essentially just a glorified GMA 950 to begin with. And then there's some other Intel chipsets that got affected. I know on the ATI side, the AMD side, the ATI Radeon 3000, that was affected by the later updates, and it's faring a little better, but it's not too bad. So, I don't know. My grandma's system has a Radeon 3000 in it. I think it's F8 to the boot menu, or which one was it? Well, whatever one I pressed, it got me to the boot menu. So, let's see. Let's get this booting here. This TV doesn't exactly have a great reaction time, so that's probably why I'm going to get rid of this, because it has a good picture. It's just this reaction time is slow. It's not nearly as quick as that one on the floor down there. For Tom Computing Channel, you're going to get that G3 Power Mac, the one you showed on Discord. Yes, I bought it, so it is on its way. I don't know when, but it's coming from, I think it was either San Diego or San Francisco, California. So it probably isn't going to be too terribly long before that comes up here. It's about a 1,000-mile trip, so it isn't going to be the longest trip. According to FedEx, let me go look at my email real quick, because I think, while that boots up, I think FedEx told me that the PowerBook G3 was going to be here by the 20th of June. Which isn't too bad, for free shipping anyway. But then it also said that the MacBook Pro is scheduled to show up tomorrow by 8 p.m. Granted, I gotta have a signature, but that's not too bad. So let me look at the tracking number on the MacBook Pro order real quick. I'm gonna do it off camera so you don't see my tracking number, and yes, you can have location. That's fine, whatever. Okay, so it looks as if so far it arrived at Memphis, Tennessee. So my guess is that it's going to be flying by air tonight to make it all the way over to the office over either in the Dalles, Oregon or in Portland, Oregon. I'm not sure which, but whatever. So, yeah, that's what the tracking number on the MacBook Pro says. So the MacBook Pro should be here by tomorrow afternoon, which is fine by me. If I look through all the spam, okay, Linux Lite is booting back up there. Let's see, what is the status on the PowerBook G3 here, according to FedEx? Let's see what they say. Which is nice that everything's coming via FedEx. I don't know about the Power Mac G3. Hopefully that doesn't come via USPS and they actually package it properly and it doesn't arrive like the 99-cent G5. All these orders, man, I wish, or I hope they don't turn out like the 99-cent G5, because that would just be terrible. But from Palmetto, Florida, looks like it arrived there. So that's cool. So FedEx also says on the PowerBook G3 that it's going to be scheduled by Monday the 18th by the end of the day. So that's not too bad. But again, I don't know where the usually you have to either FedEx and USPS or UPS. You know, you'd be surprised at the shipping courier qualities up here. FedEx is actually surprisingly terrible up here, at least from my experience, because the problem is FedEx likes to show up at some strange hours of the day when you're not home, and they expect you to have a signature, and then you're never home, so you always have to fight with FedEx in particular to have to get your package, and FedEx phone support is the worst. It's second to CenturyLink, of course, because all you speak with is Indians. And no offense to those who actually work at FedEx. I'm not saying that you're the problem, but I'm just saying that's from my experience that I always talk with people that sound like Indians in noisy environments where they don't give a crap about you. And you try to recover your lost package or whatever that FedEx didn't deliver, and it becomes this huge ordeal that's really not worth it in the end anyway, but you have to do it in order to get your package because, of course, you have to sign for it, for God's sake. But USPS is the best one because at least they actually come at a reasonable time. From my experience, I mean, UPS is all right. Most of the time, they don't even require you to sign for your packages unless it's something that's really serious. But unless it's like certified mail or something, or it's specifically requested by the person who's shipping it to have a signature when it arrives. In the case of my MacBook Pro, because it is a several $100 computer, you know, then normally they don't request a signature. But anyway. Computer currently has Windows 10 on it. Yes, it does. So we're going to erase that and install Linux. And continue. Alright. I forget I got to do those last 2 bits of setup before I can sit down. Yeah, I guess in your experience you have to chase USPS. And in my scenario, I have to chase FedEx because FedEx like shows up at the weirdest hours of the day, I tell you what, because when I was in school, I used to have huge problems with FedEx because they always used to show up at like 10 o'clock or whatever, which nobody's home at 10 o'clock. I was either at school or my mother was at work and nobody else was at home, so because something required a signature, God forbid, you know, God forbid they couldn't simply drop the package off or whatever. They had to leave the stupid slip on the door saying, oh, hey, we missed you. Well, yeah, you missed. Maybe you came at a stupid hour of the day. Because FedEx. But whatever. But I can't, right at the moment, schedule to go get a pickup made. So, unfortunately, I'm not in school or work right now. So, I can just sit at home and wait for it to come in all I want, which is nice. So, anyway, I'm just babbling at this point. Passwords don't match, probably because I messed up on typing them. There we go. Alright, now we're going. Oh, goodness. So, yeah. Pretty anxious about the MacBook Pro, no doubt. I am very anxious about it. Oh, nice. You got an Apple keyboard on the way. Yeah. Of course, since you're in Canada, of course, yeah, you have Canada Post, and I suppose they're probably either just as bad or better than USPS, because of course Canada Post, they're just a federal thing. Although Federal Express, you know, I suppose it's not DHL, but DHL really only kicks in when you're buying something from China or Japan or Korea or Taiwan or Russia or something. That's really only when DHL kicks in, or Germany or France or Sweden or whoever else you're buying from, then that's when DHL kicks in. But otherwise, they don't really affiliate with stuff strictly from the US or Canada or Mexico or South America. Although maybe South America, because of course it is an international country to us. Damn it, I should have got a Mountain Dew. You know, I'm almost half tempted, just for kicks and giggles. I'm almost half tempted to just go down to the store and, at least Canada Post is not a strange package. I have a lot of good stuff to say about Canada Post, because when I bought my Radeon R9 270 off of eBay, I was trying to remember where I bought it from, but yeah, I bought my Radeon R9 270 off of eBay. It had to come in from Alberta, Canada, and it arrived safely. The only issue was customs, because of course customs, they inspected the box, because of course customs, but that only took a couple days, so that wasn't too bad. But no, Canada Post is pretty good. And then after that, they pretty much handed it off to USPS. Apple keyboard for my G3, it's on its way at least. Is it the Pro keyboard that you ordered, or is it another keyboard? I'm just curious to figure that out. Oh, by the way, Steven, since you were telling me about it on the Discord, yes, I did receive your friend request. I do see it, so I know you're not going to be able to really see it, but good old Cracky6 here is showing that you did get the friend request in, so I'll go ahead and I'll confirm that, since I totally don't know you at all. Totally not. But no, I confirmed it, so you're all good to go. Ooh. Excellent condition, pink 64 gig iPhone 6S. For 200 bucks. That's actually not a bad price. It's a little below average price, but it's not a bad price. By the way, I know I haven't made a video about this, but I did post my Inspiron 15 3567 on Facebook. I don't know if it's going to sell, but it's going to help to make back some of the money that I spent on all my vintage Apple projects, and a little bit of recuperation from that MacBook Pro purchase, because God, that MacBook Pro is a ton of money. And it really brought my budget down, but I really needed it, so I'm going to build back up my bank account, so start selling off some stuff I don't use. Not now, on the nearby friends, thank you. I just wish that the iMac would sell, but knowing my area, unless I travel to 100 miles away, or I think that's 160 kilometers. I don't remember the conversion from miles to kilometers for those Canadian viewers. Anyway, unless I travel a good fair bit, I won't be able to get rid of this. And at this point, I'm half tempted to just take it to the nearby Apple authorized reseller or repair store, which is just down the other state, about a half an hour drive away from where I live. And then I'm just going to take that in there, and I'm just going to be like, look, what do you get? Can't English today yet. Somebody needs to teach me French so that way I can speak French to all the Canadian viewers. Or Francais, sorry. Anyway, but I'll see what they give me for this. I'm expecting just about $100 or something like that. It's about what it's worth at the moment with a bad hard drive in it. And then I took my RAM out of it, and I put it in the MacBook. I took my valuable 8 gig stick out of the iMac, and I put it in my MacBook, which is going to eventually go into the MacBook Pro when I get it. Obviously, I'm going to make sure the MacBook Pro works, and then I'll upgrade the RAM from 8 gigs to 12. and then I don't know. Yeah, it'll have 12 gigs of RAM. I was gonna think, it's like, do I have any other sticks of memory? But then I realized I don't have a second 8 gig stick of DDR3. So anyway, but yeah, I might make my way over to the grocery store down the street, and we'll get me a Mountain Dew once this finishes installing. Right now, it's at the spot where the last one stopped, which was installing the bootloader. But obviously, since this is a good hard drive, it installs the bootloader just fine. So, yeah. So we're about done. I really hope at some point... Yeah, like I figured, it just finished. All right, restart now. I'm hoping that in the near future, I would love to rebuild this system into another case. But the problem is finding a good power supply. I do have a power supply that would work with this, but the problem is it's one of those HP workstation supplies, and so it's a slightly taller form of ATX. So as you can see here on my HP XW6600, you can see this power supply is extra tall, so it doesn't quite fit, which really sucks. Anyway, let's see how long it takes to boot up from a first boot. I don't expect it to be real fast, but let's see how long it takes. I can see this operating system starting up extremely quickly on a newer system with a solid state drive. I can see this starting up extremely quickly. I've been half tempted to try it on the MacBook, the mid-2010 MacBook, just for kicks and giggles, because I don't use it for anything else. But I'm probably just going to go ahead when I go to sell it. I'm probably going to just... keep yawning. I'm probably just going to go ahead and put back in the 250 gig hard drive that it came with, and then just do a factory install of macOS High Sierra, and probably put in 4 gigs of RAM and sell it on, even with the bad touchpad. Just sell it as is. So, I don't know. And there we go. Not too bad. It started up a little slower, but I'm going to give it for the first boot that it takes a couple extra seconds just to figure out all the hardware. So, that makes sense. I don't think I plugged back in the sound cable, but I could be wrong. Okay, no, I did plug in the sound cable, so I just heard it made the startup sound. It's just extremely quiet right now. Okay, so we're going to get to turn the volume up. That's first things first. And then let's get to installing updates. Install updates. I almost thought about wanting to pop the SSD into this system because it's just a 128 gig SSD. I need to get some more SSDs, honestly. They're not actually all that expensive. I suppose I could probably find a 120 gig SSD for like $50 on eBay now, maybe a little less than $50. In a used condition. Not the really cheap like King spec SSDs, but like used Samsung or used SanDisk SSDs. All right, looks like we got a couple of updates in there. Look at how fast this downloads updates. So it's got a 13 meg update. There's a 7.8 meg update. There's a 32 meg update. But yeah, my MacBook's had an SSD for a few months now at the very least. And it's been great. And look at that, it's already done downloading all those updates. And let's see how quick it is to install all those updates. There's not a lot to this operating system, so there's not a whole lot to update from a base install, which is nice. Oh, goodness. Did I've had a record where this takes under 5 minutes to bring the operating system up to date. This is going to be the slowest one, is the Firefox update. Got to update to Firefox 60.0.2. So even that didn't take that long at all. So it's really surprising how fast this updates. Because again, there's not a lot to this operating system. Oh, looks like there's an updated AMD microcode driver in there, which I'll probably need to enable on the CPU. And then there's probably going to be an updated graphics card driver in the additional drivers menu, if I remember correctly. I think. And any moment now. Tagged you on Discord with a picture of the keyboard that I'm getting for my G3600. Oh, okay. Whoops, if I can zoom, maybe. That's pretty clean. It looks like the keyboard I have. What is this one? Is this the A1048? Yeah, this is the Apple A1048 keyboard. Basically the frameless keyboard. Nothing but just keys. I think I got this with my quad-core G5. I think that's when I got that keyboard. I can't remember. I need to fix my Pro keyboard that I got with my G3500, which is sitting over there. I need to fix that keyboard. Because when I tried plugging it into something, it was totally dead to the world, so I might try cleaning it and seeing what's wrong with it before I try to use it again. Yeah, it looks like this hard drive is a little bit slower than I was expecting it to be, because I feel like it's pretty much going to be right at 5 minutes, and there's probably been some more updates since this operating system was released, so no surprise that it's going to take a little while longer, but it's all good. Watch, as soon as I sit down, this is going to be done. I bet you, as soon as I sit down, it's going to be finished. Silicon Power 120 gig internal SSD. $34. Not a bad price. I could do that. I don't know why I'm not signed in to Amazon. I thought I was. Sign in. Why am I not signed in to Amazon? I don't know. But yeah, that's a pretty good deal actually on those SSDs. $34 for 120 gigs. That's not bad at all. So I might just add that to my wish list on Amazon. It's like they also have a 256 gig SSD for $55, which is again not a bad price at all. I'll also add that to my wish list. Oh, updates completed on the Linux machine. Alright, enough about favoriting SSDs, and let's get back to the Linux computer. So no, I would not like to view the log. This is the first cycle of running updates on a Linux Lite install where I've had to reboot the whole system. That's a first. So it looks like there's enough updates in the updates run for a new installation that constitutes a reboot now. So that's interesting. Little fun fact. You used to never have to reboot on a first install. But I guess it is what it is. So, alright. And now it's booting up. Takes a couple seconds for it to kick into starting up. I think that's got something to do with the motherboard, though. It's not actually Linux. I think the biggest reason why this takes a while to start up is because of the graphics card driver. I think that's why it goes to text mode briefly and then goes back to the desktop environment. Yeah, actually, while this boots up, and hopefully this doesn't go offline when I do this, but since I got that beige G3 coming in the mail, What sucks is I can't directly turn it on right. Oops. Forgive me for the wind noise. It's going to be terrible because it's been windy all day today. And if anybody was in the Discord, they know that the tree in the front yard blew over. But anyway, like I was going to say, if I come over here, the problem with the Beige G3 is it needs ADB keyboards. I do have one. Actually, I have two of them. I have these just basic Apple keyboard 2s, which they really need a good cleaning, but I suppose they do work. But yeah, I do have a couple of Apple keyboard 2s, but I don't have any ADB cables, and I don't have, oh, excuse me, and I don't have an ADB mouse. And to top that all off, I don't have a DB15 to VGA adapter. So unfortunately, when I get that Beige G3, I need to purchase all three of those things. And in addition to that, I need to make sure I have my macOS 9 CD prepped and ready to go. I suppose on that Beige G3, though, when I get it, I could technically install macOS 10 right away on it. But it's a Beige G3, so I don't know how well it would run. And it's only a G3 233 megahertz, so it's nothing fancy. It does function, though, but it's nothing fancy. And it only even has, I think it only has 32 megs of RAM in it also, so that's not going to help. But I believe all G3 Power Macs, they all take PC100 memory, so that should be pretty easy to upgrade. And then my PowerBook G3, that's already running macOS 8.1, which I think was the factory installed version of macOS on that system. Either that or it was macOS 8.0, but I think it was 8.1 that shipped on the Wall Street G3s. So that'd be nice. Turn the camera around here. Yeah. Alright, so we got the updates done, so now I need to go ahead and install the drivers, which is going to also require my password, because Linux, well, once it gets to it, I think. No additional drivers available. Well, sheesh. I guess I don't have to worry about that then. Okay. So, we're all ready to roll here. I actually wanted to test the floppy drive, but I'll do that later. What I want to do now is I want to go to All, and then I want to go to Lite Software. So, Lite Software, where is that? Lite Software, it's right in front of my face. And yes, I would like to update the software sources. All right, we want to install software. But yeah, even with a mechanical hard drive on this thing, it's still surprisingly snappy, I have to say. It's not too bad for a system from probably 2008. So anyway, we're going to do, this is going to take two hands, so you're going to have to sit down for a moment, but I'm going to take this opportunity to plug you back in. Give me just one moment here. We want wine. I'll put on VirtualBox for good old time's sake. Video editing software, sure. We'll do torrent software because why not? I haven't tried that out yet. I want Skype, Spotify, Steam. I want Play on Linux. I want OBS. I want... We'll put on Handbrake. We'll put on... it's got Firefox Quantum on it already, so I don't think I'll have to worry about that. And I think that's all I'll really need, so install and yes. And there it goes. So this is probably what's going to cripple the stream, but oh well. That's usually what I install on all these, but I also need to go get Discord, but I'll do that in a little bit. Nothing's really happening right now with everything else. I'm just waiting on. Yeah. I had to go type some stuff in the old Spider Doggies Discord here. Look how cool though if what's her name came into my stream. I don't know. Google's acting up. It had me. Google's just strange when it comes to having people sign in. I don't know what it is. That's just bizarre. Anyway, I suppose I'll probably jump. Righty, I think we're back on now. Sorry about that. My grandma called once again. So that's why the stream broke for a moment or thereabouts, because grandma called. So hey, that's pretty good. But no, she was calling me because apparently around where I'm going to be going to college, around by the airport in the city that's about 70 miles away from where we live, there's a bomb threat. So she was calling to spread the news to me, and I was like, holy shit, that's crazy. Bomb threats up there. So they got that whole area shut down. It's crazy. So glad I'm not up there right now. That's crazy. That is just crazy. Bomb threats in general are just crazy. So yeah, I feel sorry for all the people up there that have to evacuate the area. That's just crazy shit. Crazy shit. So yeah. Anyway, you didn't really miss too much. It hasn't finished installing all the stuff yet. It's still going. If I can zoom. Oh, excuse me. That was not what I meant to do. But it's not going to show on the camera because the exposure won't change. Yay! But yeah, as you can see, it's still setting up stuff. And then there's goes wine and play on Linux and all that stuff. So there goes Skype. Speaking of Skype, I think I had a message on Skype that I need to go answer or something or another. So I'll just probably go open that up and look. I don't really use Skype anymore, but I still do have some people on there. You're gonna have to look at my face for a moment because I gotta look at some things, and obviously my phone is tethered to the charger, so it doesn't go dead. Still installing stuff, and I'm still. Do 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 yeah, I got some really good hold music going on here, right? My life is just not that interesting right now, but it'll be interesting tomorrow when I get my MacBook Pro in, and then I can do all sorts of testing with it. I'm still super excited for that thing. It's like the deal of a lifetime. What even is my battery out of my phone right now? 89%. I suppose I could probably come off the plug for at least a few minutes. But, yeah. I need some video ideas. I needed some people to put in some video ideas so that way I can write them down and then eventually I can get to work on them. That's what I need to do. Da 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 da. Well, what do you say we go down to the store and we go get a Mountain Dew? Computer visits would be good. Yeah, I actually thought about doing a revisiting series on a couple machines. I was thinking, oh yeah, by the way, for those wondering about the tree I was referring to earlier, well, there it is. And yeah, that blew over today during the ginormous windstorm we had. It wasn't even all that bad, but the tree just decided, nope, I ain't having any more of this, and it just gave out. So we're gonna have to dig that out of the ground at some point, because rotten wood. But that tree's about as old as the time I've been alive, so it's probably finally dead. The leaves aren't looking too green on them anymore, so that's my guess. But yeah, the old tree fell over, so we got to dig that out of the ground. Anyway, what I was going to say was that I was planning on wanting to do a couple of computer revisits, mainly one on the HP Pavilion A1477C, another one on the Indigo iMac DV. God, what else can I do? HP Pavilion A250N, because I know Steven would like that video, because, you know, we both have A-series Pavilion machines of that generation, and I absolutely love mine to death. And a second now, there we go. Awesome. Okay, so now we should be on my LTE data. So, I know there was a brief little blip there, but it should be on my LTE data now. Anyway, but yeah, that was one of my favorite Pentium 4s. Definitely one I'm going to be hanging on to. Definitely going to be hanging on to that system, because that thing is just a beast. It still works great. And if all else, I'll probably in the future, I'll probably just use it on Windows XP. And I'll just use it for, I don't know, TV video capture or something. God, the wind is terrible out here today. Yeah. The only thing I wish my system had was a socket 775. That's really all I wish, because God, if that system was just a slight bit newer, it'd be perfect. But I suppose also at the same time, what I could probably do is I could probably use the case and, oh goodness, rebuild something into it. I wouldn't rebuild my current system into it, of course, but I'd probably rebuild, oh goodness. I have to think about that one, because there's a lot of builds I would like to do, but, you know. Anyway. Hello. Yep. Alright. Do they have Baja Blast here? Oh, they do. They do have Baja Blast here. Go hopping in my truck.
You can be like a corral or yeah. Yeah.
You teach you kids, get back in your seat.
Right. You have to have at least one person corralling and, you know, grabbing him, bringing him back in. Do you need the receipt?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Have fun.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey. Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh, that's
Did you hear me cheering for you at graduation?
I was too busy walking and trying not to make myself full.
When you got your graduate, when you got your diploma.
Well, thank you.
Just kidding. I screamed for a lot of people, but nobody said they heard me. Actually, one girl, Brianna Smith.
Oh,
Brianna
okay.
Smith said,
Wasn't she
she's
the
like,
last
maybe
one
just-
that graduated?
She was.
That
I
walked
think
up on the
so.
stage, yeah.
I think so. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Do you need the receipt?
Oh, no. No.
Have you later?
Okay. I has acquired a Zadu. We has Zadu, so we is good to go. Alrighty. People are going to be tuning into this stream wondering where the hell Linux Lite is. They're going to be thinking, what the fuck are you doing outside? Well, I guess getting them out do is your answer. Well, I only have one viewer in the stream anyway, apparently, according to YouTube. So, not like anybody's missing out on anything. But I gotta get out and I gotta walk some more because, of course, little boy's gotta get some exercise. No, I'm gonna get enough of that when I go off to my internship, so I guess that is what it is. Well, I really don't go into my internship until the 25th of June, so I've got all this time that I can spend doing all sorts of video related things, and I especially want to get up to date on queuing up some videos for when I'm gone, and I'm going to be busy working, which I'll hopefully be able to do with the new MacBook Pro when it comes in. I'm planning on making a whole slew of uploads that I can queue in my videos feed, and then at least once a week I can put a video up if I don't make another video in the meantime, which would be nice, because again, that Ivy Bridge i7 is going to be super nice to edit a video with, because those CPUs are no slouch. I had a 3612 QM when I got my first brand new PC back in late 2013, or was it mid 2013? I can't remember. It was back when Windows 8.0 was a thing. I got my first brand new computer. It was a Lenovo G780, which was a 17-inch line of machines. But no, I think it was the highest end non-build-to-order consumer laptop that Lenovo had before you went to the pro grade machines. The G780 was their top of the line, and it was an i7 3612 QM, which was not the fastest CPU you could have gotten, but I got the second to fastest option. The fastest one you could have put in one of those was a 3632 QM, but those things are like, they were at the time $300, so obviously it wasn't worth it, because the performance benefit between the 3612 QM and 3632 QM were not that much. But it had 8 gigs of RAM and a 1 terabyte hard drive, and it didn't have the what the heck did it have in it for graphics? I think it had a GeForce GTX, wasn't it a 680 option? I can't remember. I think it was like a 600 series of some kind, I think it started at 650 and you could have upgraded it to as high as a 680 MX or something. I can't remember what the hell those things had in them. Mine just had the Intel HD Graphics 4000 in it, so nothing fancy, but at least the damn thing actually played GTA 5 when it was a current game. It still is a current game, but back when it was like new, it actually played it at what was it, like 1280 by 720 at normal settings. So it actually kind of put in some kind of an effort, so not too bad. But that's what happens when you get to talking when you're walking, and you don't concentrate on the walking part, you concentrate more on the talking, you run out of breath. Oh well. Oh well. It is what it is. What? Yeah. If I needed to add an old machine to my desk setup, it would probably be either my Gateway GT4024, my HP Pavilion A1477C, or my HP XW6600 workstation. Because all three of those systems are great systems. In particular, the XW6600, that thing is just an absolute tank of a computer. I've had that thing for several years now, the old XW6600, and that thing's been a beast. In fact, in terms of raw processing power, it can still hold its own against the stock clock speed Ryzen 3 I think it was a 1300X I compared it to. So this thing can still certainly hold its own in the entry-level gaming space. Only thing is it uses ECC DDR2, so it's quite slow, but otherwise it can still do quite well. It just needs a graphics card that's faster than what it has in it right now, which, man. Dell Vostra 220 next to Compact Elite 8000. If there's a fire, I was my 8720. Honestly, though, I'd probably save the 6200 CD more than anything else, because those hold their value, surprisingly. I'm actually quite surprised by how valuable some of those Macs are on eBay. But yeah, obviously, sentimental value I can totally understand. I almost thought about wanting to play Warframe while we're waiting, but nah, it's all good. Anywho, we're gonna go ahead and quit, and then we're gonna head into Firefox here. So, members of the viewing audience, because I know it looks like there's just one, but YouTube's broken as always. What should we do with the Vista build on Linux Lite? First things first, I like to ditch the menu bar and ditch the bookmarks bar. And then I go under Customize and I turn off the title bar, because Linux Lite lets you look exactly like Windows when you're in full screen. You don't need to have the stupid title bar like what Linux does. You can actually turn that off in Linux Lite, which I really appreciate. I really, really appreciate that. That's the one thing I bickered about in 3.8 that you couldn't turn off, and you now can, which is just... maybe it was there before and I'd never noticed it, but whatever. The fact it's in 4.0 at least is really nice. So, okay. We're going to go get, excuse me, Discord. Since this is 64-bit Linux. So, we want download for Linux. We want the Deb version, because this is Ubuntu based. So, we're just going to save the file. And downloads is fine. And there we go. It just downloads a .deb package, which all Ubuntu derivatives will work with. They all use the same package installer. So, that's always nice. For fuck's sake, why do you have to make me put in my password? Linux things. Any second now, we should see that Discord pops up. And there we go. There's the install package button. And there it goes. That's the one nice thing about Linux Lite, is you can basically install Debian packages and Ubuntu packages all at the same time with this special package installer, and it just works. It's very convenient. Very, very convenient. And it's done already. Not bad at all for a computer that's pretty much 10 years old at this point. It installed Discord extremely quickly. See, I think it's under Internet. Yeah, Discord's right there. Okay. And there it goes. There's Discord right there, ready to go. Not bad at all. And there it sits down in the little taskbar thing. So that works. And there we go. There is the Linux version of Discord ready to sign in. So why not? Let's sign in. Catch up with the old Discord chat here. Animation's actually surprisingly smooth. I'm really surprised. Oops, not the right chat. There we go. I'm so surprised by how well this is running. That's not bad at all. Scrolling is nice and smooth, so that's pretty good. I can just leave that running in the background and we can go do something else. Almost wondering what we should go get. I had to take a gulp of my drink. Actually, let's go open up Steam. I almost wonder if there's any games in my Steam library that I could install that I could actually play on this system. It's actually not too badly balanced for what it is, if it's actually a Radeon 5450 or 6350 or whatever the heck this thing is. Because of that Phenom 9850 is actually not that bad of a CPU comparative to what that graphics card can actually put out. I don't know if that launches automatically. I think you have to launch it. I've never personally tried the Steam version, or the Linux port of Steam, so I'm not sure where the update thing is supposed to be. It's supposed to be there. Oh, I'll let it launch or whatever, do its thing. I figured what I could try going to my YouTube channel. I can see what kind of quality this thing can play when it comes to YouTube. It should be able to do 720p. I don't see any reason why it couldn't. Obviously not pull up the live stream. But let's see. Let's set this to 720p and let's see what it can do. "10-year-old computer, can it play 720p?" The answer to that is a yes. Not bad. I didn't even have to configure any Linux drivers, and it's already playing 720p. Okay. Can we do 1080p? I almost wonder if graphics acceleration is turned on, because I bet you that graphics card's probably taking up the grunt of the work. Oh yeah. Perfect. Perfect 1080p. A little bit of jitteriness, but I think that's because VSync is a problem when it comes to Linux. Yeah, I really should get H.264 for I should get H.264 from the Firefox thing, because this computer is 10 years old, so I saw it struggling a slight bit when it came to 1080p. I saw a little bit of VSync crap going on there. But let's see. I think H.264 F5 Firefox. H.264 Fi add-ons for Firefox. There we go. All right. Add. Okay. And refresh the page. And let's see. Let's pull up the stats for... Whoops. Pause. Stats for nerds. Set itself to 1080p automatically. Let's go full screen. Let's see what we can do in terms of full screen here. Look at the bandwidth. It's loading at almost 12 megabits on the internet right now. Obviously, it's going to go down because I'm streaming, but... No way. No drop frames. No dropped frames. How is that possible?
Hey, folks,
That's crazy. 1080p on a 10-year-old system with the Radeon HD 6350 and absolutely no drop frames when playing 1080p. That's impressive. I have to say, that is just seriously impressive. Let's try another video here, and we'll just not even touch it. Yeah, no drop frames at 1080p right away. That is just crazy. I gotta say, I'm borderline impressed by that. I am borderline impressed by the fact that it's able to pull off 1080p 30 with no frame drops. I think that's probably H.264. Oh, damn it, I just closed Firefox. I was gonna try a 1080p 60 video. I was just gonna try that. Alright, back to YouTube. I know that, let's see here. YBR, he probably won't mind me using his videos in my stream. Let's go pull up a BeamNG Drive video here, because I know his videos are in 60 frames a second. So let's pull up the stats for nerds, and let's see what it does.
Hey, this is YBR with BeamNG Drive, and today
Oh, no way! No drop frames!
two versions available.
No drop frames on 1080p 60. What the hell? That's crazy. I know this struggles under Windows because it normally can't even do that. I'm speechless now. That's crazy. That is crazy. I bet you it's probably the graphics card probably taking up the grunt of the work. I definitely know for a fact the Windows version of the drivers for this doesn't quite do that. It can do 720p 60, but 1080p 60, I think it's mostly put onto the CPU because this card just can't do it. But in this case, it's seeming to do it pretty well. So, not bad for the system. Because again, about 10 years old. The graphics card's a little bit newer, of course, but the CPU is 10 years old.
The tactical version of the quadcopter
Not bad.
is a minigun strap.
Playing perfect.
We'll start off with the recreational one before we go crazy with things, though, so we'll spawn this thing up. And if you just install the mod and try to fly it around...
It doesn't look like it's in 60 FPS, but according to the stats, it is playing perfectly with no drop frames. Huh. Not bad. Not bad at all. Quite impressed with this thing. Surprisingly capable even today of playing YouTube. Not bad at all. Obviously, I'm not going to play the music videos because those are copyrighted, but... I almost wonder, what's the memory usage when it comes to just having Discord open? What are you sitting at? 19% of the memory. Nice. Nice. Anyway. But no, that's about 800 megabytes of RAM at idle with Discord open. So, not too bad. Obviously, when it comes to Windows, it'd probably be a lot higher in terms of the memory usage. This is only 4 gigs of RAM. But still, this is perfectly usable. So, I don't know why Steam is not launching. I don't know what's up with that. That's not a good thing. I suppose I should probably... Yeah, look at all these Steam processes. I should probably end those all. Alright, terminate. Yes. Terminate. Yes. Terminate. Yes. Just go through and start terminating all these processes. Oh, that one was already terminated. I think I got them all. Alright, all the Steam processes are killed. But nothing's working. Nothing's opening up. I'm not sure what's up with that. Huh. Anyway. Well, while I'm at it, I suppose we'll also go ahead and we'll change the desktop background here. That's a really nice one. I think I'll set that one. That looks really nice. And then I suppose what I could also do is go into the control panel, which you can see just how quickly that came up. I'm going to set that, because there you go. Dark theme right away. But man, this operating system's aesthetic is just elegant. I really do dig the look, especially when you can customize it with all the built-in stuff. It's probably nowhere near as customizable as, say, Kubuntu or Zorin OS, but at the same time, I'd probably say it's just as flexible as, say, Debian or Ubuntu or... Well, this is based on Ubuntu, which is in turn kind of sort of based on Debian, but not really. But I like the aesthetic of this operating system. It just looks really good. All right, we'll give Skype a go here. I know Skype for Linux has been updated, so it looks like that's working. I'm not going to sign in right on the live stream, but there you go. Let's see. Let's try LibreOffice here. Let's see how long it takes to open that up. And boom. Oh, there we go. Now it's done. Okay. I think it's got something to do with this theme, but man, that title bar is excessively thick. It reminds me of the ribbon of good old Microsoft Office. Let's see. Apparently Blender's in here. I almost wonder if the GPU is supported by Blender. Give that a launch. I'm probably like barely at the minimum requirements for this software to properly run with actually decent performance, if I had to guess. But I don't know. There's a point. Can I move it around? Actually, not bad. I'm just manipulating the box around, but... Huh. Interesting. Obviously, there's no proper support for the old Mighty Mouse here, so I can't do 360-degree scrolling, but... Huh. Let's see, can I possibly... Where's the move control? Let's see, rotate. Yeah. Perfect frame rate. Oh, I want to exit out of that because I don't really need anything to do with Blender right now. Huh. There's a lot of cool things you can really do with this. I just wish Steam worked. That would be really nice if Steam worked. I'm going to go ahead and restart. I'm going to see if Steam works after a reboot. I'm thinking it's just a temporary glitch. That's just a Linux thing. So I'm going to go ahead and let that... that reboot. I would eventually like to, like I was saying, rebuild that into another case, and then I'm hoping to eventually just reinstall Windows Vista on that system. I've actually been tempted to do a dual boot between Linux Lite and Windows Vista on this system. What would you guys think about that? If I were to try that on this system, would it actually be a half decent thing? Because then you could have Windows Vista for your games that are era appropriate and slightly newer, because this does have DirectX 11 support, and this could technically run GTA 5, but anyway. I don't know if the CPU would be up to the task, but anyway. And then you could also have Linux Lite, so you can have an up-to-date web browser and a more secure environment for all your actual work. I'd say it's not a bad trade-off. I think it's actually a pretty good combination for a system like this. But no, that's just me. Anyway, we should be coming up to the login screen any moment now. It's about there. It's definitely not the operating system you'd expect to start up in a timely fashion. It does take it itself a little bit of time, but really not an unreasonable amount. And there we go. Oh, this has the problems like the old Pentium 4 systems where they lag on startup. That was quite the delay there. Anyway, don't show this dialogue on startup. Alright, well, Skype's already up. Not a surprise. I suppose I'll have to launch Discord manually, because I don't think that Discord starts on its own. But that shouldn't take too long. Yeah, look at that. Discord's already up. Starting right up. And there we go. There's Discord ready to roll. Now let's see if Steam will actually launch. I'm almost wondering if I'm going to have to go back to the Steam page itself and just run it through the .deb package installer. That'll probably be how I'm going to have to install Steam on this, because I don't know if the one that comes with Linux Lite actually works. As you can see, that theme that I applied actually applies to Firefox as well, so you get a fairly minimalistic look to Firefox without having to theme Firefox itself, unless you really want to, but not a bad aesthetic, actually. Alrighty. This still browses the web surprisingly quickly. Alright, yep, .deb. So we'll just save that to the downloads folder. And there we go, it's already downloaded. So, arg, bloody password. I've actually been tempted to try using this as a daily use operating system just for kicks and giggles. I've been tempted to try that because there's actually quite a lot of apps that would run in terms of this. So we're going to reinstall package from the official Steam download and just reinstall it here. And it's already done. Jeez. That is fast. Now, are we going to launch? I don't know. Yeah. I was thinking a dual boot would be better with Windows Vista and Linux Lite on this system because both operating systems are great in their own respects. Because Linux Lite is a fast, secure, modern-day distribution of Linux long-term support. And in this case, it's based on XFCE. And then you get Windows Vista for playing games and older software. So it really isn't all that bad, actually. It's just I wish that Steam would work. I'm not sure why it's not working. I guess what I'll go do... where's this? There are the user files. That's where it's probably going to be at. I guess what I'm going to have to do is launch the... Package installer always wants your password. Linux. I imagine we're just going to go ahead and uninstall the launcher and reinstall it. And no, you haven't missed too terribly much. You only missed the installation of Linux. So we're going to remove package, which should uninstall it from the desktop. Same version is available on the software channel. You recommended to install the software from the channel instead. Alright, download package. Well, happy birthday, Dan. You get wished a happy birthday live here on stream. Alright, install package. Alright, there we go. There's a better sounding file name. And we're good. Okay. So, it looks like we got another .deb file here, so we'll try using that. Okay. So, actually, no. Before we do that, let me go to... it's just easier to type it in here. Lite software. I think the reason why Steam isn't working is because of the fact that I tried it from the Lite software, which is probably not the most up-to-date, so... Interesting, it said non-free AMD packages or something like that. So... Alright, so Steam, remove. At least this operating system is, for the most part, fairly easily configurable. Right, now we can go ahead and delete the shortcut on the desktop. And then we can empty the trash. And there we go. And then we can go in here, run this launcher. And now... Same version available on the software channel here. Blah, 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 blah. Download, then whatever. Alright, install package. Okay. I almost wondered if the desktop shortcut was actually broken, but I don't know. I could be wrong. Alright, it is installed. Internet, Steam. And task manager. And Steam is open 3 times, but absolutely nothing's on the screen for a user interface. Why there is, I don't know. So I guess Steam is not going to work, at least right at the moment, when it comes to this install. Or maybe this whole distro. Or maybe it's got something to do with the hardware I have on this computer, which I highly doubt it. So I guess for now, I'm not getting Steam because it just doesn't want to work. So, oh well. It is what it is. Oh goodness, excuse me. But I guess it is what it is. I suppose we could also configure the play on Linux and Wine and such, and we could try the Halo disk I have. Oh no, the disk drive's not hooked up on this thing because the DVD drive isn't hooked up in terms of the power because there's only one lead of SATA power connectors on this power supply, and I have to power the hard drive that way. So, oops. I suppose I'd probably get an IDE optical drive in this thing so I can actually try to do some stuff. What are the specs of the Vista machine? It is an AMD Phenom 9850 quad core with 4 gigs of RAM and it has a 320 gig hard drive. I always forget what graphics card in this, or what is in this thing for a graphics card. I believe it's just a Radeon HD 6350. It doesn't really tell me in Linux because it's not really specific about the driver. It just tells me what platform it's based on. But there you can see this is a Phenom 9850 quad core, quite a high-end CPU from its day. And as you can see, 4 gigs of RAM, running 64-bit Linux Lite, I almost said Windows. And a Hitachi HD T72103 320 gig hard drive. So, yeah. Other than Steam, this was working great. Discord installed in like 15 seconds, which is a record. And then, yeah, everything's just fluid and it works great. I'm really surprised. I suppose we'll give it the old CNN test here. See how long it takes to load the CNN homepage. And all I gotta say about that is, holy crap, that's not bad at all. I came up actually surprisingly quickly for the CNN homepage on a 10-year-old computer. But a lot of JavaScript on this website. But once you get it all loaded, scrolls just fine. Although in this operating system, the smooth scrolling is turned off in Firefox by default for performance concerns. I suppose if you went under preferences here, you could probably turn it back on if you really wanted to. Yeah, use recommended performance settings. But you can turn back on the smooth scrolling if you really want to, but you don't have to because it's off by default in Linux Lite. Because most systems aren't going to really work well with the... love that high-resolution GIF of the IIHS crash test hall. That's a fun that's a fun map to play around with when it comes to BeamNG. Slam cars into the wall at the very end. Known as the BIHS hall or whatever the heck that it's called. But yeah. Well, there we go. I wish I knew where my Windows Vista disk was because I'd pop it right back into the system, but I don't have it. And unfortunately, I don't remember where I put that ISO file of Windows Vista. I know I made one. I don't know if I still have it somewhere. I think I got rid of it because I didn't think I was going to need it again, but I could be wrong. No, I did get rid of it. Okay, that sucks. I think I might have an idea as to where my Vista disk is, but for right now, it's not where I can find it anyway. But definitely in the future, when I rebuild this system into a better case, I will be redoing the, if you find the ISO file. No, the ISO file's gone, unfortunately, so I'm not going to be able to put it into the Discord right away. And besides that, Discord has a file size limit of 8 megabytes unless you use Discord Nitro, which limits you to 50 megabytes. So I would have to upload it to my Mega and then link you all to my Mega download for the ISO file. Not the hardest thing in the world. I certainly did it before when it came to my Windows 9 Edition ISO, which, by the way, I still have that on my Mega. I still have the Windows 9 Edition ISO on there. Before the iMac died. Thank God I got that ISO off the iMac because that was the only copy of it I had. So I have it on my Mega. So I got super lucky. Yeah, Google Drive's also pretty good. The problem is I don't have much Google Drive storage. So I use Mega because it has 50 gigs for free, and signed up at least when they're doing 50 gigs for free. So that's why I use Mega, because there's just a hell of a lot more space on there before you have to pay for something. Well, a lot of the time it doesn't work for people. Well, I think the problem with Mega is you have to have an up-to-date web browser, or you have to have the Mega app either on OS 10 or OS 10. Well, you can run it on OS 10, but Mac OS, and you have to have, I think it's Windows Vista or later to run Mega something or another. I can't remember. Anyway, it's probably Windows 7 or later by this point. And I think they have a Linux version too. I can't remember. I know they had a Windows Phone version, which is pretty surprising. I think they still even update that. But I don't use my Alcatel Idle 4S with Windows 10 on it that much, so I couldn't tell you if they're still updating that app or not. I would expect they do, because of course they're still going to support that platform until the very end, because it still works, technically. I'm waiting to see Snazzy Labs' video when it comes to that HP Elite X3, which, God, I'd love to have one of those things, but I wouldn't want to pay for one. That's my problem when it comes to Windows phones nowadays. I'd love to have a Windows phone that I would like to have, such as like the Lumia 1020, the 1520, the 950. I have the Idle 4S already, which I paid money for that, but that's for a reason, because it was cheap as hell on eBay. Probably a Lumia 900, because that was like one of the very first Windows Phone 7 devices that you could get. But anyway. Cameras for iOS 12 released in September. Yeah, same here. This iPhone 6 really slowed down on iOS 11. And I remember when my mom... No, was that back in the iOS 10 days where she had to use... Yeah, it was... Never mind, okay. But I tried using iOS 11 here on the iPhone 6. Not exactly a pleasant experience. But I guess it is what it is. iOS 12 is much better on this anyway. It runs much better at the very least. I'm tagged in a memory for some reason. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I can relate to this. I have probably a good enough look at that. Ooh, Xbox One for probably too much money. Basically new. I've only used it a couple times. I really only play PS4. So what, does he already have a PS4 or what? I don't even know. That's weird. God, Xbox Ones are so expensive when it comes to our Facebook. I don't know why they are, but they are. Yeah. I was not surprised that macOS Mojave doesn't support the Core 2 Duos. I wasn't expecting it to, but I was really surprised that they didn't support the 2011 models that have Sandy Bridge processors in them, like my iMac there. But I think the reason why they did that was because of the fact that security concerns were a big problem when it came to the Sandy Bridge platform. Well, at least that's one of the things that's why macOS Mojave isn't supported on these machines, is because I believe the Spectre and Meltdown patches were never made for Sandy Bridge. Although I could be wrong. I don't know if they ever made them for Ivy Bridge as well. I could be wrong on that. That could be another thing. That's why they're not supported. But another thing is that Apple is more focused now on the Metal API versus just straight up OpenGL, which this graphics card does not support Metal. So that's another reason why this doesn't support macOS Mojave, because the HD6770M does not support the Metal API. So it doesn't run macOS Mojave, and it's obviously no surprise that the MacBook doesn't support the Metal API because it's got that old ass GeForce 320M in it. It's basically good for nothing except for watching YouTube videos and 60 frames a second. That's about it. Otherwise, that graphics chip is basically good for nothing. But it doesn't support Metal either, which is no surprise because it's 8 years old. So yeah. The machine I'm getting will support it, of course, the mid-2012. That's the minimum supported model that will run macOS Mojave, which is going to suck in the future because it's probably going to get discontinued after another 2 years or so, but whatever. It is what it is. It's at that point where, you know... yeah. I just forgot what I was going to say, but anyway, it is what it is, so, yeah. I gotta figure out what else I want to do with this live stream, because otherwise, I'll probably turn it off, because, well, I don't know what else to do. I gotta figure out what I need to do with these live streams, besides just dink around with Linux for an hour and then give up. Really sucks too, because I wanted to try Steam, but Steam just never wanted to launch. To be honest, I like the old design of macOS. I like the old Aqua design as well. Aqua is just gorgeous on the older releases of macOS 10. Try Play on Linux. Oh, that's right, I was going to try Play on Linux. I forgot. I'm a dum-dum. I forgot to try Play on Linux. But again, I don't have anything at the moment with... nothing I can put onto a USB stick at hand. Yeah, I know a lot of games won't work on Linux. I've actually tried the installer to Myst 4 Revelation, and that seemed to work. That seemed to install. But, anyway. But no, like I said earlier, the optical drive on this thing is not connected because this power supply that's in this machine right now only has one set of SATA power leads, and I have to power the hard drive, but the power cable itself is too far away from the optical drive, so I can't mount both at the same time. Hence why I need to rebuild the system with a different case, so that way I can actually get a different power supply. But that's not going to happen because, unfortunately, the other case I have that I was going to put with the system, because it's a full ATX motherboard, I need to have one of those CPU 4-pin power things that reaches all the way up to the 4-pin power on the motherboard, which the only one I have is in that system down there on the floor. So, yeah. So it is what it is. But, whatever. Well, I guess for your delight there, Steven, the PowerBook G3 comes with macOS 8.1. At least that's what was imaged in the eBay ad, was macOS 8.1. So, hell, I think that's actually supported by Classilla. I'm going to go look that up real quick because I don't know. We'll look that up real quick. Let's see, Classilla. What does it run on? Oh, it only runs on macOS 8.6 as a minimum. Well, dang it. That sucks. I guess I go into the frequently asked questions here, and we'll see what there is here. So, unfortunately, it looks as if... Anyway, but no, it sucks because I would have to update the PowerBook to 8.6, and at the moment, I don't know. I don't have any of the 8.5 and 8.6 update disks or install disks to update the operating system for the PowerBook. But oh, excuse me. Oh, there we go. Burp it out. But I guess that's not the end of the world. Surprisingly, not a lot of new videos today to watch. It's been a pretty boring day. But there's iOS 12 on the iPhone 5S. I guess I could watch that.
Creamy ranch and spicy jalapeno meets Ruffles crunchy ridges. Now that's a perfect mix.
Yeah, I was.
Huh. Anyway. Yeah. My grandma actually still uses an iPhone 5S, so that's why I was that's why I was interested on the iOS 12 update on the iPhone 5S. But anyway. Oh, that's cool. I actually got Discord notifications popping up from the little notification bubbles. That's kind of cool. Oh, archive.org. Well, there we go. What do we got here? Ooh, my favorite game. Johnny Abbott's Sex Adventures. My favorite. My favorite. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. I could give that a try. I don't know how well it would work, but I suppose it's worth a shot. Let's see. Torrent. Open with Deluge, because that's the torrent client on this. And there we go. An ad. And I gotta set a bandwidth restriction so this doesn't kill the network. So options, download speed limit, other, I want it set to 500 kilobits a second. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Don't want it killing the stream right away. God, my voice is cracking. But yeah, here's the download, or the torrent client. Looks really elegant, actually, I gotta say. Very simplistic user interface. But just as functional as microtorrent or BitTorrent or anything else that I'd expect. I think the torrent client I use on macOS is just BitTorrent. I've never actually tried and used Transmission. I should probably try that, actually, because, I don't know, I guess Transmission would probably be a better fit. Why did it throttle the download that much? That's just ridiculously low. Okay, never mind then. I guess I'll turn that back to unlimited. Turn it off. Okay, any second now. We should be done. And there we go. All done. Alright, so user files, downloads, and there's Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2, and let's try the setup. Let's see if it launches. Alright, it's updating the configuration. I still wish I had a tripod for my phone. And would you look at that? At least the install shield wizard works. That's a good sign. I do have this game on disc, but obviously the DVD drive on this is not hooked up, so I can't use the disc. Alright, would you like to play the demo now? Yes, although I don't know. Aww. 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 Ooh, hello. It launched anyway, even though the error screen came up. God, that scared the shit out of me. Okay, then, I guess it's working. Somehow. Turn the volume down a little bit. I hear the EA Games thing, it scared the shit out of me. That'll work. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah, that'll be just fine. Not bad. pretty consistent frame rate. Ooh, cinematic. There's a little bit of V-Sync problems going on right now, I noticed. I go to steer sometimes and the screen just starts jittering. I'm not sure if that's being picked up on the camera, but... Oh no, not the police.
Copy 27.
Not the popo. Not the popo. Oh no. Not on my watch. Oh shit. That's not what I had in mind. That's not what I had in mind. Ow. Ow. Like there's a notification that I was telling you about earlier that I didn't quite catch on camera. I'm surprised those are actually coming through on full screen. That's not me, that's first place. Ooh, 4-star. 4-star wanted level. Oop, don't hit the wall. Oof. Oof. Not the wall. Not the wall. He's dragging the stop sign. Oh shit. Oof. Eat some wall. Not me. Not me. You're not taking me. No. Get off. Oof.
31 County. This is too dangerous. I'm discontinuing pursuit.
31 County. I'm heading back to base.
I gotta catch back up to everyone. Oh god, that V-Sync problem is just, ugh. No! No! God, the AI is a better driver than I am, but then again, I'm playing with a keyboard, so...
47 County. Commencing pursuit. Vehicle is a red Porsche 911 Turbo.
Uh-oh, that's me.
Request helicopter.
County, all units. The helicopter is airborne.
Not the bombs. Not the bombs. Oh, God. Oh, God, he's just coming in. He just trying to run me off the road in the most dangerous way possible. No, no, you're not doing that. I think I see 5th place right over there.
46 County. Got him again. Commencing pursuit. Vehicle is a blue Porsche 911 Turbo.
Copy 46.
I almost thought for a moment I smacked that wall.
An empty pursuit. Vehicle is a red Porsche 911 Turbo. Request helicopter assistance.
I'm catching up. God, my hands got a cramp from holding the phone for a while. Oh, wow. Not too bad. Not bad. All right. So, just catching back up on the chat here. Didn't miss much of anything. All right, so that seems to work quite well. Let's go back to the webpage here. Let's see what we can find. My phone is like seriously hot in my hand right now. It is really hot. Ooh, World Racing 2. This ought to be something that'll challenge the system quite graphically. Judging by what I see in this screenshot here. Let's get the torrent of that and let's give that a go. Open and deluge. Add. Alright, so while that downloads, we're gonna actually stop this, so pause. See, when Sentry Scam actually works, it works quite well. I'll do a cheers for you with my Foster's Logger for your new computer. Yeah, I hope that the MacBook Pro arrives in one piece. FedEx is usually pretty good with packages, especially when they're Apple. They're usually very damn careful with things. It's just I hate the times they show up at my house expecting a signature. That's the one thing I have to say about FedEx I hate. But you can't win them all, I guess. Anyway, back to the file browser. And it downloads in World Racing 2 and setup. And English. And we got another install shield wizard. That's really good. So that all these install shield wizards are great because they'll all run on Play on Linux and Wine. So sure, create a desktop shortcut. Yeah. Whoop whoop. That's the sound of the police. Anyway, for some reason it puts the .inks on there as well as the executable. That's just strange. Anyway, let's give it a go. Oh, error. Well, that's productive. Well, I guess that game doesn't work. I guess it requires a specific version of DirectX that I don't have. I almost wonder if I should go get the DirectX 9.0C thing from oh, excuse me, from Microsoft's website. So let's see, DirectX 9.0C, and we'll go get that. I want it in English. Download. Do not set MSN as my homepage. Okay, save file. Download folder is fine. Yeah, I know. Okay, DirectX setup. Oh, you must be running Windows 98, Windows Millennium Edition, Windows 2000, or Windows XP or Server 2003 to install the DirectX 9.0. Is that what that said? To install the DirectX 9.0. It's not just DirectX 9.0, it's the DirectX 9.0. It's the only one. That's the only one you'll ever need. Anyway, I guess I gotta configure Wine real quick to say I'm running Windows XP, so configure Wine. And then, let's see here. Windows version is Windows XP, so apply that. And then we'll go back and run that DirectX setup one more time. Nope. Alright, well, I tried. So, So I know Need for Speed works, but I guess the World Racing 2 requires a specific set of libraries that don't quite work under Wine and play on Linux unless you have DirectX 9 set up. Test Drive Le Mans. That actually works. That wouldn't be too bad. When's this from? 2000? Yeah, that should probably work. The Windows executable. And save file. To the desktop. Oh, for heaven's sakes, you guys are blowing up the chat. Not that I'm complaining, but you're blowing the chat up and I can't see when other people are... I can't see when other people are actually sending in messages that I should probably read. Not that I'm complaining, like I said, you're fine, but, you know. Anyway. The React OS video. Yeah, I actually thought about wanting to try React OS, but I'm going to do that in a virtual machine, not on actual hardware. Just so that way it'll actually function. Because I know when it comes to real hardware, React OS is very picky about what it gets installed on. So it's best to try just running React OS on a virtual machine. That's about as best as you can get to it. So... And as a sandbox, so I can fuck it up all I want. Absolutely. Absolutely, I can fuck it up all I want. So, you're right on that, Syndicator. You are right on the money. All right, so open file. Oh, we got a wise installation wizard. It's not a dumb installation wizard. This is a wise installation wizard. All right, next. Let's see if this one works. Ooh. Ooh, look at those graphics. All right, go. Ooh, this one might just work. Yeah. Hell yeah. I don't know what voice that was. Automobile Club del Quest. Cool. Let's increase the resolution here to 1024 by 768. I think I have to do... Okay, what are the controls for this? Oh, I gotta set the controls. I'm gonna just set accelerate to up, brake to down, left is left, right is right. Gear up. Oof, goodness, what do I want to set the controls to? This is probably going to take two hands now that I think about it. So that's going to be fun. Because then I'm going to have to figure out how the hell I'm going to set the camera up here so I can actually look at the TV. I don't know. Right there should probably be good enough-ish. Because I don't want to try to block the screen, but it's kind of hard not to. So let's see. Gear up. We'll set that to... I'm going to just move the whole thing over here so that I can actually get a hold of it. Let's see. Gear up I'll actually set to X. Gear down can be set to Z. Lights can be... Lights can probably just be L. Look back can be space. Quite a good comprehensive set of controls here. Let's see here. GT1. Oh no. I think there's supposed to be a car here. I think there's supposed to be a car there, but I'm not seeing it. I think those are supposed to be 3D renders of the cars. Oh no. Leave all the assists on, that's fine. Mulsanne, sure. Oh, changing resolutions. Ah, did it just crash? Did it just crash on me? No. The game just crashed on me. It doesn't work, and it changed my screen resolution annoyingly. That's no. I guess it requires a certain DLL file that doesn't work. Oh well, it's worth a shot. Oh well. It's worth a shot. Yeah, I'm planning on dual booting at some point with Linux Lite and Windows Vista. That's what I plan on doing with the system in the future. But for right now, I'm just having fun with Linux Lite since I installed it on the hard drive. But that's eventually what I plan on doing. But, yeah. Yeah, just for the lulz. Well, I'm surprised that the Need for Speed demo actually worked, if I'm honest. I mean, that's just surprising. Because that requires DirectX 8.1 or something like that, and it actually worked, surprisingly. Yeah, maybe I'll have fun with Hackintoshing in the future. Technically, my Hackintosh is going to be my MacBook, because it won't be able to run macOS Mojave come the fall. So, yeah. But anyway, I'm probably going to go ahead and wrap the stream up here, because I think I've done about all I can really do with this computer for this stream. And I want my phone to take a break, because it's quite hot. And I'm going to go get some dinner, so I'll see you guys in a future stream or video or whatever comes first. Probably the video part, because I'm going to be testing the video exporting performance of the MacBook Pro. Steam with new computer. Well, I don't know. We'll see. I thought about wanting to do a gaming stream as well, but I don't know how well the internet's going to hold up. But we'll see. Anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the video off. I'll see you guys later. So I appreciate you coming in and watching. Hopefully get the video on the MacBook Pro out tomorrow. The same day as I get it. Hopefully it comes in tomorrow. That's what I'm wishing. So wish me luck. Anyway, guys. See you guys later.